Religious deliberation is a central activity of the Congress of Indonesian Women Ulama, KUPI, conducted in 2017 and 2022. Within these religious deliberations, women ulama address and respond pressing and urgent matters that significantly impact the lives of women, children, and vulnerable groups that are often overlooked by society. In formulating the outcomes of the religious deliberations, KUPI employs a distinctive methodology inspired by the conceptualized ma'ruf, mubadalah, and genuine justice approaches. KUPI's methodology works interdependently and inseparably in responding to religious issues. With this methodology, both women and men are regarded as equal human beings and full subjects. This ensures that the outcomes align in harmony with the Islamic vision of rahmatan lil alamin, mercy for mankind, promoting goodness in communal living and safeguarding all human beings from any harm. During the Second Congress of Women, Ulama held in November 2022 in Jepara, KUPI issued 5 religious viewpoints, namely 1. Any law marginalizing women that could impact the security of the unitary state of the Republic of Indonesia from faith-based violence, religious violence, is haram, forbidden, for any government institution, civil society, social and religious organization, regardless of the authorities they possess. Data from the Institute for Policy Analysis of Conflict, IPAC, reveals an increase in the number of women actively engaged as perpetrators of extremist and terrorist acts in the name of religion over the past 20 years. Women assume roles as both perpetrators and targeted groups that do not receive adequate attention from various stakeholders. On the other hand, women also contribute to peace-building efforts as their strength, compassion, and solidarity form the bedrock that support humanitarian endeavors and promotes peace, particularly amidst instances of violence linked to religion and culture in Indonesia. Various entities, including governmental bodies at different levels, religious institutions, social organizations, businesses, civil society, families, and the media bear responsibility for protecting women and their agency from diverse forms of violence associated with religion. The foundation of the unitary state of the Republic of Indonesia is the result of a national consensus inspired by the Islamic principle of muwahada watoniyah, which leads to a commitment to the unity and integrity of the nation. A national consensus and agreement that must be preserved and be aligned the message of Quran Surah Al-Maidah verse 1 and Quran Surah Hud verse 85. Indonesia has proved throughout the years to be a safe place or home for the implementation of the goals of Sharia, Maqashid Sharia. Therefore, love for the homeland becomes a prerequisite for the perfection of faith. Hence, the law of upholding the unitary state of the Republic of Indonesia from the danger of violence in the name of religion is mandatory for every citizen. 2. Any law allowing waste that harms the sustainability of the environment and threatens human safety, especially women, is haram, prohibited. Inadequate waste management has resulted in environmental degradation and poses a threat to human life. Numerous data sources highlight the detrimental effects of improper waste disposal, including landslides, floods, and environmental degradation in various locations, leading to numerous victims. To prevent further harm from waste pollution, it is imperative for the government and policymakers to establish comprehensive political, social, economic, scientific, and technological frameworks that prioritize waste management for environmental sustainability and human safety, with particular attention to the needs of women. Preserving the earth without causing harm is a testament of Prophet Muhammad, as the earth is considered the mother of humanity. Hadith At-Tabrani number 4595, the place where humans originate, and will return to Quran Surah Taha, verse 55. In order to sustain a safe and comfortable earth for all of God's creations, including individuals, families, communities, governments, and corporations, it is mandatory for each entity to reduce and manage waste in accordance with their respective abilities and authorities. 3. A law protecting women from the danger of forced marriage by the state, community leaders, religious figures, cultural leaders, society, and parents is mandatory. Forced marriage leads to numerous harmful, mafsadat, and dangerous, matarat, consequences that adversely affect women, making it challenging for them to establish a harmonious and beneficial family, sakina and mashlaha. It causes negative and systemic impacts on women's lives, encompassing physical, psychological, emotional, social, economic, political, and legal dimensions. Consequently, the state and all relevant stakeholders are obliged to promptly and effectively address this issue to minimize and eliminate the risks associated with forced marriage. Therefore, safeguarding women from forced marriage, enacting laws that ensure the rights of victims, providing sustainable recovery measures, and imposing criminal sanctions on perpetrators of forced marriage against women must be mandatory. 4. It is imperative to enact legislation that protects women's lives from the perils of pregnancy resulting from rape, regardless of the stage of pregnancy, and whether the pregnancy continues or is terminated. As every pregnancy resulting from rape causes a medical and/or psychiatric crisis, a legal protection is necessary. Rape is a crime, and the resulting pregnancy is dangerous, harmful, both to the physical and mental well-being, as well as to the social and reproductive health of women. Women victims of rape endure multiple injustices and weakening, both physically, psychologically, and socially. Women victims of rape are categorized as mustadh'afin, who must be supported and helped, as mentioned in the Quran An-Nisa verse 75, as well as facilitated to escape from the oppression they have experienced, as mentioned in the Quran Ibrahim verse 1. Indonesia has regulated the possibility for women victims of rape to obtain safe pregnancy termination services through Law Number 36 of 2009. In reality, there are no medical professionals willing to conduct it, even in situations where the victim urgently needs it. As a result, many cases of pregnancy termination for rape victims are done unsafely. Ignoring women victims of rape to be in danger of pregnancy violates the principles of Islamic law, Maqashid asy-syariah. Therefore, protecting the soul, either by stopping its contents at any age or continuing it by facilitating its needs, is mandatory. 5. Any regulation supporting female genital mutilation without medical reasons is by definition dangerous and harmful, and considered as haram, prohibited. The anatomical and reproductive distinctions between males and females result in significant differences when considering circumcision and/or cutting of their genital organs. While male circumcision can potentially enhance reproductive function, the same procedure for females can have adverse effects, damaging numerous nerve tissues and blood vessels, leading to both immediate and long-term complications. Thus, in accordance with the fundamental principle of preventing all forms of harm, la darar wa la dirar, engaging in actions involving the cutting and/or injuring of female genitalia without medical justification is prohibited, haram. For an in-depth exploration of religious deliberation, you can refer to kupipedia.id and the book titled Results of Religious Deliberation on the Second Congress of Indonesian Women Ulama.